Hi, this is Melanie Dawn, and this is Dawn of Wisdom. Sitting here on the Central Coast, it's crowded, it's Father's Day, watching people walk by, and it just is fabulous. A lot of good energy here. Today I want to talk about acceptance. I want to talk about people's stories and how healthy, important, no, quite what word I want to use. It is to let people have their stories. I grew up just thinking I was the only story. And I have learned, and it still comes up, that everyone has a story that is just as important as mine. I was walking down the boardwalk, and you have to at one point go up a couple steps, and I went to walk up the steps, and standing blocking the stairway is 4 family members, and these are adult, older people. So I stop, and this is always a pet peeve of mine, so I get a little irritated because they're not seeing me, and that's my own shit. And I'm standing there, and all of a sudden the lady puts her arms around me and says to me, "Oh my God, I thought you were my daughter." And I told her, "This is so beautiful that you said this to me." Instead of just, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry," she gives me a little story, a little bit of her behind this and exactly what she was feeling and thinking. And I began to just laugh, and she laughed, and it was just really a beautiful moment, right in the middle of me starting to get a little irritated. She tells me I reminded her of her daughter, and who, my God, can be irritated with that? That is a beautiful moment. But what I loved about it is she was honest, and she was sharing a little bit of her with me when she said that. And I think as people as a whole, we need to do that more. We need to talk and say what we're truly feeling at the time. I love the honesty and the purity behind that. You know, if your husband, wife, girlfriend, child, whatever it is, gets up in the morning, and I think we should teach our children that, gets up in the morning, is just edgy and irritated, and says to you, "I am very irritated today, but this has nothing to do with you." I think that's beautiful that they share a little bit of their true feelings with someone, and I think we need to do that more. I think we need to be honest and speak the truth, and I think it's cute. I think it's being curious, and it's also accepting another person's perspective. There's nothing better than hearing the truth from someone you care about, and you can just laugh about it and say, "Yeah, you know what, you're absolutely right." Or the person you love says, I'm triggered by you, and you go, "Okay, you know." I love that kind of communication. I want more of that. And it's a difficult conversation at times, but isn't it beautiful to get to know someone else's story? And that's it. It's allowing people to have their own perception, their own ideas, their own thoughts, their own healing, and allowing that, and them allowing it in you. There's just nothing better than that. It's accepting each other's stories. My story is maybe totally different. Well, it is. Everybody living has a story that no one knows about, a pain, trauma, whatever it may be. We all have it. And when we are able to voice a little bit, just say a little bit about it. If you're feeling something, learning to say it, and to say it with kindness and joy and purity and love is just amazing. For her to say that to me and be that vulnerable just dissolved any irritation that I may have felt, and that's because she was being honest and pure. And don't you just wish we could do that with everybody? Is tell a little bit of our story with them, and open up more. And it doesn't have to be a sit down, drag out difficult conversation. It can just be a little bit of your story. It helps dissolve pain and irritation. It just does. For me, it does. yeah, I think it's very important to allow people to have their stories and to be curious. I want to talk about curiosity. Curiosity to me dissolves judgment. That's my perspective of it. When we outwardly think that someone should feel the way we do or think the way we do or do something the way we do, if we turn that around to just be curious about how they do it or what they're thinking or why they think it may be better, and it opens up for communication, and it just takes away that judgment. The judgment, we have it all. We all have it. It's human. I do it all the time. But I now kind of try to catch myself, or at least walk away from the situation asking why. If that lady on that step would have just said, "Oh, excuse me," and walked on, I think I would have been irritated. I think I would have held on to that. But because she grabbed me and hugged me and said, "My God, I thought you were my daughter," I laughed, and it got rid of everything. And it's just that little openness, that little sharing of her story was beautiful. And we need to do that more. We need to share a little of who we are with people, with strangers, no matter what it may be. We need to share. We need to be true to who we are and talk a little bit about ourselves and why we feel the way we do. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. nurse.mellow@yahoo.com, Nurse Mellow at Instagram and Facebook. You guys have a great day, and share a little bit of your story with somebody today.